5 or 6 years ago, the landscape in malaria drug discovery was fairly pessimistic. New classes of drugs came along, but resistance started very, very quickly. So scientists began thinking, we have to do something to build in the prevention of resistance right into the molecules. We don't want to keep on inventing new molecules and then they die after a few years. This new generation of artemisinin-based drugs has this built-in prevention of resistance in it because it is a combination therapy. It's that combination which prevents resistance, because if you kill the parasite with one drug, if there are a few that are not killed, you kill it with the other drug.
We know the malaria parasite is a cunning beast. It will find a way around those ACTs. It'll become resistant. I reckon at best we've got 10 years before most of those ACTs will be compromised by acquired drug resistance. So we have to make sure we have in place new medicines about 10 years from now that will deal with malaria when those ACTs are compromised.
We could draw some experience from antibiotics. No, we don't use a single antibiotic. We use different antibiotics and they're all used at the same time. But having drugs that work is good, but having drugs alone is just part of the solution. There is the whole issue of implementing and ensuring that the people who need these drugs access them.
Because we cover the whole country, sometimes the trucks are actually not enough. So you find some areas will go for a longer period of time without getting drugs.
There's a high demand for drugs. There's not enough to cover all the people that need to be treated.
We're looking for partnerships with people who understand how to distribute and who understand the mechanisms that actually work in particular environments. Take Coca-Cola as an example. You go to any little shop, wherever you go, you will find Coke. Now, how does it get there? It is those sorts of models that you have to look at when you're looking at the distribution of medicines. It is those sorts of relationships that we will be keen to develop to ensure that we actually are going to get the medicines into the right people at the right time.
I think the landscape is much more optimistic today. There's a sense of optimism. I mean, it's just a completely different landscape today.